Let's talk about dire wolves. The real animal dire wolves, not the mythological or the Game of Thrones dire wolves. Dire wolves were a prehistoric species of canine relatives that lived in North and South America in the Pleistocene era and may have been found in Asia, but that is, as of right now, unconfirmed. They lived from between 125,000 years ago all the way up to about 9,500 years ago. Now, there are two subspecies of the dire wolves known, and they inhabited a variety of different ecosystems, but largely grasslands and forests, somewhat like modern-day gray wolves. Now, movies and books and everything like to portray dire wolves as being these massive, absolute monsters of wolves, but they weren't really that much bigger than modern gray wolves. They are about, on average, 20% bigger than modern gray wolves, but if you go back to the ancestral gray wolves that would have lived around the same time as the dire wolves, those ancestral gray wolves were on average a little bit bigger than modern gray wolves too, so the ancient dire and gray wolves would have been a vaguely similar size. Now, behaviorally, they were thought to be, again, rather similar to modern gray wolves, hunting and living in packs. However, they were mostly adapted to the large megafauna of the area. That included things like the ground sloth, prehistoric bison, the American camel, and the western horse, all megafauna that have now, along with the dire wolf, gone extinct. Now, there's also some evidence of scavenger behaviors because in the La Brea tar pits found in California, it's a very interesting site, but there are fossil remains of both predators like dire wolves and Smilodons or saber-toothed cats, as well as large amounts of prey stuck in those pits. So it is thought that the prey animals would get stuck in those pits, and the predators would try to take that opportunity and then, unfortunately, often get stuck themselves. Now, despite the resemblance to modern and ancient gray wolves, it is found recently through some genetic analysis that they actually might not be that closely related to wolves and coyotes and all of those little guys as previously thought. Some analysis does show that while morphologically and behaviorally these guys would have been very, very similar to wolves, genetically it really is not a close relative at all. However, as far as I know, that's not really confirmed and more analysis needs to be done. As for the extinction, just like many other types of animals in prehistory, we don't 100% know, and it was likely a combination of a lot of different things. The direwolves did extend into the Holocene right at the very beginning, so they were around with ancient humans, so it is possible that the humans hunted and competed with the direwolves, and it's very likely that that contributed. There was also a span of very rapid and detrimental climate change during that area that caused the extinction of quite a few things. Likely the direwolves contributed with that, as well as a lot of their prey animals, specifically things like the mammoths and the sloths and all that. So, with a loss of the prey animals, the direwolves couldn't really sustain themselves that well, and the ancient gray wolves had a little bit of an advantage because they were more suited to hunting smaller animals, which the direwolves couldn't really subsist on very well. But like with most things, it was almost definitely a combination of multiple of those factors.